The purpose of the bill is to add to an existing commemorative day that the state has. Presently, we have Gold Star Mother's Day. That's the last Sunday in September every year. However, at the suggestion of my constituent, she said, you know, the reality is that Gold Star mothers are terribly important, but they're not the only ones who suffer. Gold Star families also suffer, all the family members related to that. So her suggestion was we don't want to minimize the importance of Gold Star Mother's Day by taking that away in any sense, but instead add to it. So what the bill does is it adds a second day. And so now we would celebrate Gold Star Mother's Day, and then immediately the next day following it, celebrate Gold Star Families Day. That is the full intent of the act.
Okay, first I wanted to thank the Veterans Affairs Committee for allowing me to speak today. And then I wanted to thank Steve Andersson for taking the time to listen to my idea, to ask thoughtful questions, and put in the hard work necessary to bring this idea to fruition. And I wanted to thank my daughter Devin for making the long drive with me today. So my name is Angel Collins, and my son, Jonathan Collins, was a 19-year-old Lance Corporal in the Marine Corps when he was killed in Al-Ramadi, Iraq in August 8, 2004. He was assigned to the 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, and was one of 32 Marines that were killed during his unit's 7-month assignment in Iraq. We didn't come from a military family, and I was not very familiar with what a Blue Star or a Gold Star was. Jonathan was only in the Marine Corps less than a year when I learned, quite unfortunately, what a Gold Star stood for. If any of you are not familiar with this, when you have an active member in the military, you are a Blue Star family. Once a member of your family is killed in action, you are a Gold Star family. And you can only imagine that there was no time in my life where I ever thought I was going to be a Gold Star mother. In September of 2005, then Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn invited myself and my family to Chicago to recognize the Gold Star Mother's Day. It was then that I began to question why we were only recognizing mothers. While the loss was devastating to me, it was also devastating to my husband, my children, Jonathan's grandparents, his aunts, uncles. His loss affected all of the people in his life who loved and cared for him. It seemed very unfair not to recognize all of the people who meant so much to my son and whose lives were forever changed with his loss. After that, I began to envision a state-recognized Gold Star Family Day. By honoring the Gold Star families, the state would effectively recognize a population of their citizens whose family members gave the ultimate sacrifice. It seemed to me the least that could be done. The state could simply designate a day as Gold Star Family Day. Cities or towns could choose to organize events, or the state could recognize all the Illinois Gold Star families as a whole at a single event. I believe this is something that is long overdue and would go a long way in recognizing the sacrifice of each fallen hero by recognizing the people who loved them and have lost so much by their loved ones' service to their country. And thank you again for allowing me to speak.
Thank you so much,